Joel Scott.
And we move on to our next bout between Joel the Demon Scott and Gerzan Chau. Our co-main event of the evening, as we see Joel the Demon Scott about to make his way to the cage. This will be his 10th professional fight. Fights out of Texas Punishment Crew. Coach Jason Ebar in his corner, as well as Noe Beltran. This will be his first fight of the year. His last fight was in November of 2015, so he's coming off of a long layoff. Holds 2 amateur belts.
Yeah, last time I saw this guy, he knocked out Justin Rader for Legacy. Justin Rader is one of the best grapplers in the world, and he's beating up a lot of people. You know, beat up 3 guys in a row, and then he ran into this kid. This kid hits really hard, so you don't want to get hit by him.
Joel the Demon Scott, southpaw, 33 years of age. When asked what's the perfect scenario finish for him, he says a knockout in the first round, attributing to the power that you were talking about there, Jace.
Yeah, and I saw him fight Domingo Pilarte also, who's just a really talented fighter, and they went the distance on that one. And this kid is tough. I mean, he really is. I'd like to see him clean up his striking a little bit with that kind of power and put some technique on it, but this kid is tough for anybody to handle at 135. So Gerzan is tough. He's gonna have his hands full tonight, though.
The southpaw out of Texas Punishment Crew. Says he likes to throw, but he's willing to take it anywhere. He can adapt if it goes to the ground, but he's looking to be throwing some leather.
Please welcome to the cage, Gerzan Chau.
And here we have Gerzan Chau, 29 years of age. This will be his 11th professional fight. Chango means monkey in Spanish. He's got a little bit of Chinese, Nicaraguan, and Mexican background. He's got his master Zulfi Ahmed in his corner. Mitch Rossi was his kickboxing coach and works with Jason Solis for his Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. He's representing Bushiban and Texas Third Coast MMA. He's cross-trained with Jason at least one time a week prior to this bout, trying to improve his overall game. Has a lot of experience, Gerzan does. And this fight is going to be at a catch weight of 139 pounds. One thing that was notable that Gerzan mentioned yesterday when we were speaking was he likes to have the mindset of a champion, both in the cage and in life. And he's in the pursuit of a belt to solidify his championship mindset. Yeah, Joel the Demon Scott, coming out after their long layoff, wants to take it to that next level.
At a catch weight of 139 pounds. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner. He stands 5 feet, 7 inches tall and weighted at 138 pounds. Representing Texas Punishment Crew, this is Joel Scott! And introducing his opponent, fighting out of the red corner. He stands 5 feet, 8 inches tall and weighing at 139 pounds. Representing Bushiban, this is Gerzan Chau!
Referee JJ Ferraro in charge of this bout. And we make it official. Joel the Demon Scott versus Gerzan Chau.
That big left hand from Joel. Gerzan really needs to watch out that. He needs to stay to the left, away from that power.
We have a southpaw versus orthodox fighter tonight. Some fast hands there by Joel the Demon Scott. Nice transition there from Gerzan. On his back now.
And Joel Scott is really strong for this weight, so you really got to be on your game with your technique on the ground to catch him. He trains with Texas Punishment Crew. Texas Punishment Crew is led by the Ebar brothers, two really good black belts. They've been doing it forever, so you know he's out of a good jiu-jitsu gym too.
Yeah, you can definitely see the power out of Joel Scott, 33-year-old Joel Scott.
This is what I was talking about earlier too, Todd, as guys that just lock their guard up against the fence. You can't move your hips. It's not a good position, especially with a monster on top of you like Joel Scott. You have no mobility when you do that.
Scott doing a good job in pinning Gerzan onto the cage, making it difficult for him to try to transition.
Looking for Kimura here is Gerzan. He might get it. Joel's probably a little too strong. He'll probably pull out.
Still early in the bout, not very slippery at the moment.
Joel passes the guard just with some flailing. He's got a deep cross face. Gerzan's going to try to cage walk, but looks like Scott's got him pretty pinned down here.
Yeah, Scott demonstrating his power. Definitely feels like the stronger fighter of the two at the moment. Gerzan doing some unique escape skills, trying to walk the cage there from the bottom.
Yeah, you know, there's some instances where you want the guy up against the cage, and then there's other instances where they can actually use it to escape. So right here, I would probably pull Gerzan away from the cage a little bit to stop him from using that to escape.
Gerzan looking to scramble out of this position. Can he do it?
Scott just manhandles him back down.
Wow. Display of power there by Scott. Used what we call the pancake in wrestling. Underhook just ripped him to his back.
Yeah, and what I would do here is I would just turn him horizontal to the cage so he can't use those legs.
Gerzan going for an armbar attempt. Scott was able to nullify it.
Yeah, the one good thing that I think Gerzan is doing is he's staying busy from the bottom, so Joel's not able to punch down. He's not able to rain down any real heavy punishment.
Now he's stuck in a triangle. We might see a slam here.
Yep.
He might slam himself right into the triangle.
I think Gerzan needs to take his right arm and hook Scott's leg.
Joel was a former weightlifter.
And he tried to do that, but it's a little too late.
Displaying some of that power from his weightlifting days. Joel Scott says prior to trying mixed martial arts, he was a heavy into weightlifting, and we're seeing some of those displays of power in this fight.
Yeah, Gerzan's got a dangerous guard from the bottom if he keeps active, if he keeps his legs moving, he keeps his hips moving, but you cannot lock the guard and just hold him there. He's got to overhook with the left arm, and he's controlling Scott fairly decent right now, but I'd like to see him open up a little bit more. Feet on the hips. There you go. You got a foot on the hip here.
Majority of this round has been in that same position, a part of the cage.
Yeah, you could probably get a stand up here if he stalls him out. Seemed to be doing pretty well on his feet too. It's a pretty evenly matched fight. And we get a stand up.
I think that was a good call. They were in that position quite a while.
Yeah, there wasn't much going on, so.
Now this gives Gerzan an opportunity to work his striking. And we see
that
a
big
head
left
kick.
hand right there from Joel.
Wow. Gerzan with that kick attempt. Didn't land flush, and now he's seen a takedown attempt by Gerzan.
Let's see what Scott's got off of his back.
Scramble from these two fighters. Let's see who ends up on top.
Yeah, Scott's holding on to Kimura.
Gerzan in trouble. Oh, he was able to slip out of that. That was surprising.
And Scott's on top. Scott's a good scrambler.
Good scramble, and now Gerzan in trouble.
And
deep
this is
into
tight.
the... Scott has a deep triangle onto Gerzan. Is that a tap?
It looks like the round ended. And you know, when you get somebody as athletic as Joel Scott, I mean, you can scramble so much out of a lot of different things, and Gerzan is really going to have to tighten up his technique if he wants to hold Joel Scott down.
It's a pretty easy round to score.
Yeah, I gave it to Scott.
Gerzan had his moments, though.
He did.
So he's not totally out of this fight.
No, he's not.
Still got a long ways to go.
I think Scott really landed a couple of nice punches on the feet and kind of manhandled him a little bit of that round, so that's why I gave it to Scott.
Gerzan says he likes losing that low inside leg kick. He likes to kick low, shin to shin, to bother his opponent. He uses that to throw off the balance of his opponent, set up for a straight cross. And I'd say this much, that sucks when somebody kicks you at your shin. Bad enough they kick you at the thigh.
That hurts both guys. I'm surprised he likes to do that. I would not like to do that.
Different strokes for different folks.
Yep. Joel going to the body with a straight left hand there. You know, Gerzan, you got to respect the guy. I mean, he's fought for years. He's always fought the tough guys. I saw him fight Darian Caldwell, who is a Division I national champion wrestler when nobody else really wanted to fight him.
Back fist attempt.
He's a guy that's a true martial artist.
Yeah, a lot of competition experience against some high-quality fighters, as you say. Joel Scott, no slouch himself, coming into his 10th professional fight.
Yeah, Gerzan touched him up a little bit there with a knee to a straight right hand followed by a switch kick. It's a good combination there.
You know, Joel Scott is very hungry to get a win back onto his record. He's coming off of a split decision loss into his last fight, and he wants to get right back on the right track, starting with Gerzan Chau. Trained very hard for this fight, excited for the opportunity. Oh, flying triangle attempt. That's a tough move to pull off against a dude that used to be a former weightlifter.
Especially a sweaty one.
Scott was able to shrug him off. Now he ends up on top, enjoying the top position.
And I like Gerzan's position in his guard here. He can raise Scott up, get him off balance. He can, move his hips a lot better. Scott really can just only pepper the body here. And
yeah, that's frustrating whenever you work for on top and the bottom man is able to secure those double underhooks. It's totally, as you said, nullifies your position. Pass attempt by Scott.
Yeah, they're looking to step over. Gerzan's doing a good job of that wrist control right there.
Cut through pass there, attempt by Scott. Almost lost his balance and lost position. We might see a triangle attempt by Scott.
Wow, that was a nice transition, but now Gerzan's on top. He just didn't have quite the posture control to finish it. Gerzan's looking to put heavy pressure. Scott's legs are wide open, and it's just really not a good defensive half guard from Joel Scott right here. He's got an underhook, though, so that might help him out. Yeah, Gerzan could very easily mount. Scott uses the hook to flip him.
Scott now on top. Looking for the opening, possible guillotine attempt by Scott.
And he drives Gerzan's head right into the mat.
That was rough.
That did not feel good.
Possible finish. Gerzan is in trouble. Can Scott finish the fight? Tap. Joel the Demon Scott improves his record to 5-5. Back on the winning track. Submission victory over Gerzan Chau in the second round.
Yeah, Scott's strong in that position, and once he had it locked up, I mean, he wasn't going to let go.
Solid victory there for Joel the Demon Scott. Wants to take his game to the next level, has aspirations to possibly fight into the UFC after he gets a couple of solid wins under his belt.
Yeah, he's going to have to put a string of wins together to do that. 5-5 is not a record they generally look for, even though this kid's got a ton of talent.
He looked good against an experienced fighter tonight. Displayed a lot of power for his weight class.
Yeah, he still looks like he's got something left in the tank, too. So his gas tank looked good.
Ladies and gentlemen, referee J.J. Ferraro stops this one 3 minutes, 15 seconds into round number 2. For your winner, by way of guillotine choke, Joe Scott!
Gerzan gracious in defeat.
Yeah, Gerzan was very friendly fighter. And that leaves us with one more fight to go, our main event.